Hello, Michelle. My name is Gary. I'm influencer singer from Russia, and actually, this is my first English speaking interview.
Oh,
Actually, this
that's
is my first.
awesome, man.
Yeah, actually, this is my first interview at all.
No
So,
way.
yeah. So, when the first movie came out, I was 7 years old. I lived in a small town, and there was no cool cars at all. And all the boys from the hood like all this stuff, and this was like one of my favorite movies. And thank you for this opportunity because 20 years passed. This is insane.
Wow,
So
dude, you're making me
yeah,
feel so old.
no, I was seven. I'm 27 now. You're not really old. So my first question is, this is your sixth Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah.
So have you had any doubts whether it's worth taking part in this installment? And how did you feel when you learned that the team will meet again?
It felt really, really good. I think if I ever questioned anything, it was about, a little bit more love to the females in the franchise. I feel like they just needed a lot more airtime. I think that over the last 20 years, a lot more women have been involved and gotten into race car driving, drifting, traveling around the world. I've realized that there's just a lot more women who race cars. And I just feel like we need to represent that on screen. And I felt good when they were open to it. But that was my only hesitation was like, hey, you know what? It's been 18 years. And like now I think it's time that we show a little bit more love to the women because we need to
Yeah, it's
represent
very
them.
important right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it was cool.
what's the coolest thing about working with Dean and Justin?
They care. They care and they have a lot to prove. It's almost like it's like we were like coming into the game, we were like the hip hop. What hip hop did to the music industry, we did that to film. Like
Yeah.
when Fast and Furious first came out, you never saw multicultural casts. And all the superhero movies were just like one white guy and like, some adventure or whatever. But
Yeah,
like,
especially for Russia,
now
it was crazy. There are no such people like in Russia, no movies, and no such cool cars. And for me, 7 years old, it was insane.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. What kind of car do you drive now?
I drive Chevy Camaro.
Oh, right on,
Yeah,
man. You like the
yeah,
American muscle.
yeah. And my ex-girlfriend has also Chevy, but Suburban.
Ah,
The big,
right on. She likes the
she has
big cars.
she has pink Suburban, and I have like green Chevy Camaro. So we have our own Fast and Furious here.
That is hilarious, man. That's colorful.
Yeah. After working together for so many years, do you consider cast as your family and do you spend time together like outside the film?
Absolutely. Vin's daughter is my goddaughter. I love him like family. When it comes to Ty Boogie and Chris, I just love all of them. They've become a big part of me, and we really take it seriously. Like we care about what we do, and we care about what it represents to people. And so it's just really it's great to have that kind of energy because you don't get it every day when you work in movies. It's usually very mathematical, very business exchange, but we don't get that with this franchise, and I
Mhm.
appreciate that.
Cool. Lady does a lot of stunts in a movie, and her driving is like very extremely. How often do you use a stunt woman during filming?
Oh, for all of that car stuff that you see, that's all stunt women because
Mm,
you can't get insurance to pull that off. So they're the ones who get to travel to all of these amazing locations, Thailand, they get to go to
yeah.
Georgia, they get to, do all of the stunts in the street and blow up the car. Like I'm in the wrong line of work, bro. Like if I want to have some fun, like you got to hang out with Splinter Unit. Those are the guys who blow things up, crash cars, and do all the dangerous stunts on motorcycles, anything to do with cars. Me, the only time I have fun is when we do fight sequences because we get to train with the choreography and all that stuff and we get to put on the rigs. And so I had all that fun in Tokyo, the Tokyo scene with the females fighting, in the apartment
Yeah.
building.
Did this experience like change your driving style in real life?
You know what? After many years of doing Fast and Furious movies and not being able to drive, it
Uh,
makes me in real life go to the racetrack a lot more. So like I visit the racetrack at least four times a year. And it's because of the fact that I don't get to drive when I do these movies. So I do it in real life. I have more fun with racing cars in real life than I do in the movies because of insurance, you know. If something happens to me, it costs millions of dollars. Nobody's going to risk that, you know.
Yeah, I
And I
understand.
understand.
Actually, we met once. Like, uh,
Where?
yeah, last year I was in LA in the Universal Studios, and it was Fast and Furious ride, and I met you. But in a minute, I understood that it wasn't you; it was your hologram.
Oh,
But it was really funny.
oh, the 3D. Yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. That was a
So,
hologram.
what similar personal qualities do you and Lady have?
I would say if I have anything that I relate to her with, it's her living her truth. You know, like a person who really does not do well stepping outside of who they feel they are. And so, like as an actress, this is a really horrible place to be because you know you have to step outside of who you are all the time.
Yeah,
so,
I see.
so for me, it's been very convenient that Letty is very close to me because you know to who I really am. So then I don't have to sacrifice too much, you know, performing. It's a lot
Okay,
easier, you know.
and how do you stay fit? What's your secret?
You know what? I don't eat when I don't need it. I eat as when I need it. I don't just go to a dinner meeting and a lunch meeting and eat because, you know, we're at a meeting and where there's dinner or lunch. No, I
Mm.
eat because I need the energy.
That sounds very simple, you know?
It is very simple, you know, and that's for me, it works, you know. And when I feel tired, I move my body.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean,
So, and the last one is what's your favorite memory about Paul Walker?
mm, I have many. I have many.
That was the
But
favorite one.
I'd have to say, you know, the passion in his eyes when he talked about charity, when he talked about nature and how much he loved it, you know, like the ocean. For
Mhm.
Paul, it was the ocean. For me, it's like land. So I'm like the lover of like the trees and like the mountains and the air. And, you know, for him, it's like the sea. He really loved the sea. And to see him talk about the sea was like, it was like watching a kid enchanted, you know, like a Peter Pan. He used to get so like excited, you know, like an angel in a sense. And he gets so passionate whenever he talked about like saving sharks or you know or seeing dolphins in the wild while he's surfing. And you know, for me, that sparkle in his eye is what made him the angel that he'll always be in my heart, you know. It's just this creature that was really genuinely excited about what Mother Nature provided. And it's almost like when you can see the magic that nobody else can see in what's in front of you. It's almost
Mm.
like I felt so silly, like almost like I've been staring at paradise the whole time and I'm too stupid or ignorant to see it. And he saw it the whole time, you know what I mean? And so for me, that'll be always my most beautiful memory of him, is him being having the eyes to see magic where most people couldn't.
Sounds really nice. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Michelle.
Yeah, thank
Thank you.
you. Cheers.